Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. As we discuss the life of the 12th Imam, we cannot ignore the daily plight and misery that he faces. Every day, the 12th Imam waits patiently for the permission to come out of occultation and bring justice to the world. This is one of the biggest calamities that befalls the Imam every single day. We all know that he is the one who will bring with justice. He will come to bring justice to the world and restore it to the peaceful state, to the state that it really deserves to be in. However, as we look around us, we cannot ignore the fact that Allah's covenants are being broken. We see people suffering and dying in ways that are unimaginable, whether they are being killed by tyrants or being killed by extremists, or children are being massacred for no reason, and some people are even committing suicide because they cannot afford just basic necessities like food. Women are facing they're forced to sell themselves to feed their children, and some cannot even afford basic necessities of life. And there are images of people like hanging themselves, and it's dangerous. It's bad times. This is not just happening in one part of the world, but all over. These atrocities hurt the 12th Imam, just as they hurt us. He waits patiently for the will and permission of Allah to come out of occultation, and it is our duty to have faith in Him and be ready for His arrival. Let me ask you to imagine a scenario. Imagining a towering inferno, fire engulfing a magnificent building, a building that is precious to all of us, a beautiful building that has taken years and years and generations to build. The flames roar and the heat is intense, melting everything in their path. Amidst the chaos, a lone firefighter and the custodian of the building stands ready to act. He is equipped with all the tools and the power needed to put out that flame, those fire that are engulfing the building and save the building. But there is a catch. A giant, impenetrable shield separates him from the building. It's as if he's looking through a glass wall, watching the flames devour the structure, unable to act. But the people inside the building cannot see beyond the glass wall, cannot see his presence, cannot actually pray for his presence to have that wall removed. This is the same pain that the 12th Imam feels every single day. He is like that firefighter who is equipped with all the power to bring justice to the world, that he is custodian of, but is unable to act because of a higher authority and patiently sees his building being destroyed by satanic forces. He can see the burning building and he can see the people inside it crying for help, but he cannot act until he receives the permission. Now, bear in mind, there are people who are asking for help inside the building, but there are also people inside the building who are killing each other. There are people inside the building who are by the division of the satanic forces. They are trying to overpower others inside the building. So, not everyone is crying for help for to him, but they're in general terrified. They're in general sick and tired of the situation. They want to get help. That building is none other than our beloved earth. It is precious to all of us, and it is suffering at the hands of the tyrants and oppressors and the entire system. But we must not lose hope. We must have faith that the 12th Imam will protect the building and its inhabitants, just as Prophet Abraham remained unscathed from the fire of Nimrud. He will enter and he will remain unscathed with the fire of the burning building and will put out that fire. We must remember that he sees every atrocity and every tear that is shed, and he is waiting patiently for the permission to come out of occultation and bring justice to the world. We know that there are people who actively work to stop the 12th Imam from entering the building. They fear his power and they fear what he represents. But we must not let that discourage us. We must stand firm in our faith and be ready for his arrival. The day will come when the shield is lifted, the justice will prevail. Until then, we must keep the flame of hope alive in our hearts and do what we can to make the world a better place. Therefore, my brothers and sisters, I would like for all of us to again have think about the pain and agony that the 12th Imam must be feeling as he sees the suffering and injustice in this world. Every day he waits patiently for the permission to come out of the occultation and bring peace and justice to earth. His heart aches as he watches the atrocities committed against innocent people, and he knows that he can put an end to it all, and if he could break through that shield. Let us imagine ourselves in his place, watching helplessly as our loved ones suffer and cry for help. The pain and agony that we would be feeling are beyond comprehension, yet, this is the reality that the 12th Imam faces every single day. So, my dear brothers and sisters, let us join together in praying for the Imam's swift return and for the permission to be granted soon. Let us do our part in bringing justice and peace to the world so that when the Imam comes, he can recognize that there were some people who tried in his absence and protected this world, the world that he holds so dear, from being devoured by the evil flames of hatred, sin, and satanic influence. Let us strive to be better human beings and help those in need. For every little action we can take, we can make a big difference, and every single action will be recorded in front of Allah. May Allah grant us the strength and courage to be a source of hope and light in this world, and may the 12th Imam return soon to bring an end to the suffering and pain that plagues our world. Ameen.